Oh hell, I'm live here. It's Wednesday afternoon, day before Turkey Day. I got out early and I thought, wifey's at work all day. I'm gonna come home and start in on turn two of this epic clash between Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the Wehrmacht, and the Red Army. And I got one little thing I gotta fix. It's so minor, it's not a big deal. And then we're gonna get right into the Russian turn two. So let's do this. All right. Let me go right to the map and fix my little boo boo. I always have boo boos. There's always something that needs fixing. All right. So let's increase the resolution nice and big. Right down here on the Izium Bend, screwed this up a little bit because as you can see, there's some redness under the Soviet player. So let me put these guys back where they were. He was here, and this dude was over here as a 3. Was he a 3? Was he a 3? Yeah, that's right. He was a 3. Um, let's give him a step. Wait a minute. Gain step. And we'll give him his step back, and then we'll just do it. All right. So I originally did this attack as a 4-1, and then I noticed, oh my God, there is red Soviet fortification in the Izium Bend under that 353. So that would have made the attack a 3-1. Gonna keep the original roll. We rolled a 1, and that was at 4-1. That was like a DRX. Well, at 3-1, that is an A1 DR. So we're gonna keep the original determined defense roll. So what happens here? A1 DR. Well, who's gonna take the hit right here? I think it's gonna be this guy. This guy's gonna take the hit. So here's your A1 loose step. Okay. And then this guy has to retreat, and then he rolled a DD, determined defense originally, and he's rolling it now, and he's going to get the same result, which was, I don't even know, a 4 on DD, which basically means that retreat is not canceled. He still has to retreat. All right, and this 353 lost a step, and originally, but he's not losing a step now. So he goes back 2 hexes. He's going to take, here's his disruption back. And one last thing that we have to do when there's an attack on a fortification, you have to do what is known as a heavy casualty roll. 1, 2, 3 is an NE, 4, 5, 6 is the attacker loses a step. Here's the roll. It's a 3. 1, 2, 3 is an NE. All right, so nothing. So apparently now the Germans have the ability to advance here. And with the situation being the way it is, they're just going to move this 254 in just like that. And that's where we stand, and that's going to be the end of the turn 1. And now we go into something brand new, which is turn 2. One moment, your call is important to us. All right, just checking that back. All right, so let's start turn 2. I'm gonna hit a mark moved on all of this shit right here. All right, fantastico. Check out my last video to the second video in the series to see what the front looks like. So we're going to go ahead and just kick it on up to Kharkov right here and start with the initial phase for turn 2. This is only 7 turn scenario, by the way. And here we are. We're going to do the weather phase. Let's go roll the weather. It's the bottom left. And then we know it's going to be clear. This is going to tell you what kind of air power, how many air assets are to be doled out to each side. Here's the roll. It's a 3. That's good for the Germans. It's clear the Germans actually get 2, and the Soviets only get 1. So the Germans get 2. And the Russians only get, the Russians only get 1. And change status. Okay, that's good. So that's the weather. And also you flip the leaders back, and both of them do need to be flipped back to their original state. Manstein was used. Flip him back. And his counterpart, Zhukov, was used in 2 different ways, I think. Flip. All right. Now let's look at the Russians. So we've done the weather phase, and the following activities are performed. Okay, so the Russians finally, they do get a reinforcement, but probably nothing all that great. Let's see what it is. The Russians do get a reinforcement. They get turn 2. They just get this. They get a 3-5-3. And where are they going to bring this 3-5-3? Let me put them right above Zhukov. Let's go look at the map to see where the hell we want them to be. And I'm going to bring down the resolution just once. We will put it back up. Where do we want this reinforcement to go? Actually, he's going to come out of one of these areas right here. Let's put him down here because we have to launch our attack out of the southern portion of the map, so we may want to reinforce, but it tells you where he goes, or actually maybe it doesn't. The Germans get told where to go. We're trying to build all this up. Let's put him right here, Voroshilograd. That's where he's coming out of. Okay, he's your reinforcement. I'm gonna take the mark move off of him. All right, and now we move on to, he's a reinforcement. Now we're going to do replacements, and the Russians get the same shit all the time. We're going to start down here at the bottom. They get 1 special, they get 2 infantry and 1 armored, which is pretty damn sweet, actually. Let's see what they need. Because I've used all 4 of my replacements down here last turn. Oh, by the way, I get to flip 3 artilleries. We'll do that later. Okay, so here's an infantry replacement. Gain a step, and he's going to be a reinforcement. Status. Replacement, actually. And yeah, okay, so that's 1. I'm going to look at all of these. So that was 1 infantry used. Here's your armor. Who's going to get him? All right, gain a step, replacement. So that's 1 infantry, 1 armor, and what other infantry? Is there another infantry? There's 1 right here, as a matter of fact. What's over here? Nothing. Gain step, replacement. All right, so all they have now is 1 special. Is there a cavalry unit up in here somewhere? Cavalry. Do we have a cavalry? Right here. This one's going to go. Here's the cavalry right here. So here's your special. Gain step, replacement. Okay, so that's it for replacements. Yeah, let's flip the 3 artilleries that I want to flip. Russians are running short on artillery. Let me go ahead and max up this right here. So obviously, this is problematic. This guy has to be flipped. That's 1 flip. I'm going to try to go 2 and 1. Here's another one. Flip. And then we got to have 1 down south. Got to have 1 down south. Got to flip 1 of these guys down south. Used right here. Is that where we want to? Well, that's the only one in the vicinity anywhere. Let's go with it. Flip. All right, so that 3 artilleries have just been flipped. Okay, what comes next? Reinforcements, replacements, flip 3 artilleries, transfer guards on their ready. Send me transfer guards artillery ready on their ready side to the map. Problem is, I don't have any in the stock box that are ready, so let's just get right on to the movement. All right. Let's see if anybody's watching this or leaving any comments. We got one viewer for now. All right, so I'm going to start all the way at the northern end, and we're going to start with the Russian movement. And they've got to do something, especially in the south, because they didn't do shit in the south, but they're pretty much well replenished. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to start at Sumy, actually. How do we want to press this advantage? Sumy. Yeah. How do we want to do this? This 896 really can't even move anywhere because he's Zoc bonded out on 2 sides. So what can we do? All right, we're going to bring this 353 over, put him on the bottom. Okay, and these 2 characters will move into this slot right here. Okay, so they're trying to make a play for Sumy. Yeah. Okay, some of the Russians are beat up over here. What can I do north of Sumy? I only have a few. I actually should have brought some replacements over here. Shit. Wow. They've got problems. All right, I'm gonna take this guy over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna bring this 226 down. Half, 1, half, 2, half, 3. All right, they'll sit right there. All right, what can I do as the Russians? First tank army. So now the Germans are up in your grill. Wow. What to do about this? They are sitting there totally. Okay, well, actually, I'm going to start Belograd. We're going to try to. This is a Zoc bond right here, so I can't do shit with this Zoc. These guys are Zocked out. Damn. Look at the power that they have right there. Yeah. Interesting. All right, there's nothing I can really do. I wish I could get another unit in here. What's over here? Yeah, that's nothing I can really do. That fight between these 4 is just going to happen. So let me go ahead. What helps me stay organized is to lay these combats out with these informational things here. So let me start attack A. We're gonna here. This actually keeps me organized. And right here, and against Sumy right here. Do we have any artillery? No, we don't for that. Not at all. All right, do we have a B attack? We're going to try to do something here. These guys, well, he's going to go here, and this guy is going to swing around. 1, 2, 3. He'll swing right there. And this artillery, so this is obviously, we're going to do a B attack right here. B, B, B. I'm going to bring everybody. B, B, and this artillery right here is going to be B. Now this stack, these 2 guys are disrupted, right? Is it all both of them disrupted? I'd like to get some more power in here. What's in here? What's under this tiger? Wow, that's amazing. They still got all that. Can I consolidate some of this shit? Yeah, what you can do is we'll take him and we will move him here, Zoc to Zoc. And we're going to go ahead and bring these characters over here. 1, 2. All right. Wow, that's pretty powerful. And what are we going to do here? So this guy's holding that line. And that's going to be, we'll make that, well, we got to get another attack here. So what we're looking at up here is first tank army. Damn, are they powerful. They are pretty powerful. All right, well, we're not going to take the disrupted unit, but these 3/7/6s are going to kick it on over here. The disruption stays there. And wow, so this looks like pretty much a C attack right here. Straight up attacking. Let's see who gets successful. See, first tank army. That's actually 9 on clear, but right here, right here. I don't know how successful they could be. Unless I bring 5th tank over here to just decimate this guy. But then I don't have anything for Volgograd. Yeah, yeah. I know what you're saying. I want that city though. I want that city. So make that D attack. I think I know where my only air unit's gonna go. Yeah, this is gonna be the D attack. We need this to work. I want this city. And that's gonna be that. And can I possibly get more units into that fight? What is this? Let's move this 143 out. This 143 will move right here, and we'll bring in one of these 363s. We'll swap those guys. All right, good job. You never know if those two make a difference. So that's a D attack. And how far away is Zhukov? Can he participate in this attack? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can. And we may count on him to participate in this attack. So we've used how many artilleries? We've used 2 artillery, precious artillery right here. You only get 3. I wanted to flip this dude right here, but I can't. We had to save 1 for down south. So what else can we do? Let's do this. He's going to go here. He's going to go Zoc to Zoc right here. And this guy's going to bang it up. Hit bang, bang, 2 there. He's going to go 1, 2 to right there. And that's, I mean, the whole German line is Zoc bonded out. So I don't really have anything until I move down here. So we've done 4 attacks so far. And then we have this 5. Oh, God, man, this is crazy. Let's go kill this 254 off. Zoc to Zoc. Zoc to Zoc. I gotta tell you, none of these attacks are really inspiring me for the Russians right now. Have they lost the initiative? I don't know what to say. Like, what can they do here? What can these guys do right here? Not much of anything. It doesn't look like. Let's move this artillery over. Half. Or how about this? Half, 1, half, 2. He probably has to flip. Let's flip him. No, not hold on a second. Let's keep him back here. Can he just move without flipping? Hold on. We gotta go look at artillery. Again, how do they travel, artillery units, and do they have to flip? Artillery units in movement. Hold, please. Your call's important to us. Movement. Artillery are considered mechanized units but may not use extended move. Soviets on their ready side that move more than one hex become disrupted. Wait a minute. Soviet artillery divisions on their ready side that move more than one hex in a movement phase become disrupted. That's what it is. They don't flip. All right. So this guy's mechanized half one, half two. So you're going to become disrupted. That's what it says? That's what it says. Okay. Let's do an attack. I don't even have any artillery here, so it's going to be the E attack. None of these attacks are really inspiring me with much confidence. They may get this guy to retreat, but we need a lot more than some bullshit retreat by a one-step unit. That's just not getting it done. Let's see if we can do. I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and work my way up. Let's see. We've got to do something here. We've got to do something here. This guy, he'll just go Zoc to Zoc right there. Now these guys, what can you do? What can you do? He'll go, this cavalry unit will go in here with this mechanized. Okay, possible attack. That's a possible attack. All right, he'll go down here. So he just moved one hex. He can still fire. He's not disrupted. This guy's a replacement. 5th Shock Army is going to throw it down on him with this guy right here. So that's what? F attack, F attack, F attack. All right, this 474. Again, these attacks are not inspiring much confidence in me at all. This 896 is a replacement. No attack can originate out of there. And then over here, you really don't have anything strong enough to go after this 574, but he's a reinforcement. He's going to go 1, 2 to right there, and that's it. We were supposed to have this big offensive down south. It's just not materializing. It's not materializing. I got 5 attacks. Now I'm going to go back up to the top. We're not even kicking it into the Germans' reserves. We got to do something outstanding here. All right, so let's do some odds on these attacks. So 574, are they doubled? Are they doubled? The 574 in Sumy? Yeah, they are. And are they? But they're not in a fortification. That's interesting. So they're 14, and they're being attacked by 11. And what? 4 of these? 11 and 12, 23, 40. Oh, that's a 1-to-1. That is a 1-to-1. And of course, there's probably no armored shift in this town. Right? Armored shift, negative. Defender times 2. So, is this really a 1-to-1 attack? I can't use, actually, that's just a mechanized unit. He's not even armed. So again, 11 and 12 against 14. Is that really 1-to-1? Oh my God. Yeah, it looks like 1-to-1 to me, pal. Unless we spice it up somehow, but we'll look at that. We reserve the right to bring in an air asset into that. Okay, go to attack B. I need to see something from you Russians. So this right here, let's add up the Soviets. So we've got 14 and 3, 17, and 6 is 23, and then 11, 23 is what, 34? 34 to 8. 8 goes in the 34 four times. Four, that's 4 to 1. And artillery makes it 5 to 1. But then we bring 2 back out because he's in a fortification and quality. So that's a 3 to 1 attack. Okay, 3 to 1. And again, it was 6, 11, 17, 20, and 14, 34 to 4 to 1, 5 to 1. And then take 2 off, 3 to 1. Wow, that's a huge attack too, and you're mustering a 3 to 1. Okay, moving over to C attack. This is, what are we talking about? We're talking about 5th Tank Army. 5th Tank Army. Is that what it is? Yeah, against this guy in C, and again, he's going to have 2 ships to the left. I'm going to tell you right now. So what do we have here? Wow, 3 7s is 21. 5th Tank Army. That's even better. That's 42, 43, 14, 21, 35, 35, 43, and then these guys, 43 and 8, are 51 to 8. Wow. So 51 to 8, so that's 6 to 1. He takes off 2 for 4 to 1, and then the artillery makes it 5 to 1. Interesting. 5 to 1. Yeah, they've got 2 tank armies on this 1 Panzer division. 5 to 1. And you're thinking about, they're actually, Zhukov can push that to 6 to 1. And is he 5 away? 1, 2, 3, 4. Zhukov is actually going to get shift use. So shift is used and makes this a 6 to 1 attack. Wow. Delete and bring it on up. They're going for all the marbles right here. 6 to 1 on that Panzer division. You better roll well, bro. You better roll well. It's 6 to 1. All right, and then attack D. The defender is in a fortified zone, and he is doubled, so it's 14. Wow, oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. 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 I have to change this guy to C because I want him to participate in that attack that I just talked about. And I just looked at it. It's D. Let's make him C. I want him. I had that figured with him participating on that attack. Let's go ahead and throw a C right there. That will indeed be the case. Okay, so D looks more of a problematic. So what we have is, this is a problem. We've got 10, we've got 6 to 16, and then we have 8 more for 24 to 14. That's 1 to 1, and then it's 1 to 2 because there's a flip. And then I'm going to use, I have to use my only air asset on this to make this 1 to 1. All right, get your air asset over here. Get your air thing over here for 1 to 1. All right, so this is a 1 to 1 attack. It was 1 to 2, but I have to throw my air asset on this. Odds 1 to 1 to get them out of the city. All right, again, so that's 7, that's 10, and that's 6, 16, and then 8 more is 24 to 14, and then they're on fortification. It goes from 1 to 1 to 1 to 2, and then the air brings it back to 1 to 1. Damn. Okay, let's go find attack E, see what we got down here. for the Soviets, and this doesn't inspire me. The defender only has a 5, and what do I've got? I've got an 8, and then a 6. An 8 and a 6 is 14. No, we'll use this guy too. Throw an E on him by all means. That flips it over to the next. All right, so again, let's do it again. So it's 8 plus 6, 14, 17. So that makes it 3-1. This is a 3-1 attack. 3-1 it is. All right, 3-1. Just to get this 2-5-4 out of here. This is a battle for Izzy and Ben, and that's all they can do. Okay. All right. These lower attacks, F. Soviets, you're not really inspiring me, man. You're not, but we'll see what these attacks do. All right. We've got F attack right here. They are a 7 in fortified. I've got 9 right there, and then 5th Shock Army, 9 and 2 is 11, and 9 more is 20. 20-7, 2-1, and they're in a fortification, which makes it 1-1. Are you kidding me? 1-1 it is. 1-1. All right, so it was what, 20-7? 20-7 is 2-1, and then the fortification makes it 1-1. Okay, and then we're gonna do this attack as well. I don't know why I didn't even go with that. Attack G, F, G. Yeah, we got to do this. We can't be dicking around any longer. Okay, G. We have to use this artillery. Wait a minute. Go back to the letters, man. Right here, and right here. Okay, so what do we have here? They're a 7, and you are a 13 plus 6. 13 and 6 is 19-7. It's 2-1, 3-1 with artillery. Oh, shit. And both of these units are behind water. You know what that means? That's not good. That's bad. Behind water, minor water. Defender doubled. But he's only doubled if all attacking units are across the water. Yeah, and they are. So he's doubled. So it's actually 14. 13 and 6 is 19. So it's 1-1, and then he's on a fortification 1-2, and the artillery makes it 1-1. Jeez Louise, odds 1-1. All right. Okay, let's see what the A1 situation looks like on 1-1. Combat 1-1. There's 2 A1s. There's actually 4 of them. So, but Russians don't give a shit about losing a step. They don't really care, but they are attacking in the fortified zones, which means you got a heavy casualty roll. Yikes. Ouch, babe. All right. Oh, hold on. What do we got here? I have 3rd edition on my P500 list. That's what Brian says. The CA, I guess he's in Cali. I have a 3rd edition on my P. You know what? I'm going to get it too. I got the 2nd edition behind me. 2nd edition, 3rd edition, probably, who knows if there's going to be any changes. I'm going to pick it up anyway, just because, I mean, the value for like the 2nd edition is well over $100. Irina says, hello, I played this game during COVID as one of the 2 journalists. Over 3 says they all are across the river. Don't do 2-1-1s. Try sending more guys. You know what? We're going to see how the 1-1 goes. We're going to see it. As long as I don't roll a 1 or a 2. As long as I don't roll a 1 or a 2. I got to be honest with you. There's nothing here that I've done as the Soviets that is really inspiring a lot of confidence. But the thing is, I've got to get these Germans out of their fortified zones. Where I choose to make attacks into the German line, I've got to get them out of their fortified zones. And we're about to launch attacks on 2 small cities. But let's go ahead and get back to the sequence of play. Conduct rail movement, resolve automatic DS, build fortifications. The Russians aren't interested in fortifications. Conduct rail, nothing to rail, resolve automatic DS. So let's go ahead and get to the combat. Solid. Let me just see how long this is. 35 minutes. Good. Let's do some Russian combat. Yeah. I've been thinking about something. Should I keep... I'm thinking about where we have this 6-1 attack right here. I'm thinking about rolling back that shift, going to 5-1, and having Zhukov keep the ability to re-roll. But the problem is, he's 5 hexes away. That's 2 attacks that I could see he could re-roll. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can he re-roll attack B if he had to? You got to be from the defender, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I keep that shift on 6-1 or give him the ability to re-roll a couple of attacks? 5 and 6-1. I'd like that extra DS possibility. I'm going to go ahead and keep the 6-1. Let's just go ahead and do it. I got to get the Germans off of these damn fortifications. Here we go. Roll 1. 1-1. 1-1. Yeah. All right. Let's roll. 1-1 attack. The Russians need to roll. Is it high? Yeah, they want to roll high. You guys want to roll high, 1-1. Yeah, I did use my air asset as well. I placed that. Did I place it? Yeah, I placed it on one of those attacks. All right, 1-1. Russians, you need to roll high. Here is the roll. A 1! God damn it! Ugh! It's the 1-1 A1. And I'm just over here saying you got to roll high. So it's an A1, nothing. That's it. A1. A1, take a hit. I mean, hits don't mean shit to them. One of these guys will take a loose step. But now they're going to do a no, they don't have to do a heavy. Oh, wait a minute. A heavy casualty roll if you're also in a city. Let's see if that's the case. One moment. Heavy casualty if you're in fortified hex. If you're in a city, it doesn't say anything about heavy casualty check, only fortified. Okay, fair enough. They don't have to do that. That sucked. That sucked. All right, attack B. I got a 3-1. You got to do well here. I'm going to go ahead and flip this artillery. Flip that shit. 3-1. Can you roll high? 6. There it is. There it is. There's the 6. 6 on 3-1 is a D1. Now we got it going on. So this guy takes a hit. That's huge. And let's go ahead and roll this. I mean, let's see what it says on the D1. Defender shattered. Should be shattered. No, it isn't. My bad. D1. Defender loses 1 step. Surviving defense must either retreat or become disrupted or conduct a determined defense. If the defender retreats, he gets the bonus advance. Now, from the German perspective, what do you want to do? I think they want to retreat here. Do they want to retreat? They don't want to take a hit on a stupid ass determined defense because they would roll other, and what would that be? Other. Yeah, you got 2 opportunities to lose a step, Germans. I'm going to say, and you got this 5-7-4 sitting right back here. I'm going to say, shit, let's go ahead and retreat. Yeah, if I didn't just take a hit, I would do the determined defense. So let's go here. We're in a zone no matter Zoc, no matter what we do, and we're gonna go ahead and kick it right here. Let's give him a disrupted. And now it gets interesting because we have a bonus advance. If the defender retreats, the attacker gets the bonus advance. I think mechanized, that's 3 hexes. And what kind of shenanigans can the Russians get into? Yeah, it's the mechanized gets three. Wow, that's amazing. So they are gonna pound on these guys. This is just what the Russians need. So 3 hexes, bonus advance, and this is what they're going to do. 3 units, right? Do I get that right? No, they can only have 2 units. Am I right? 2 plus one of those supplemental little rounded. Yeah. So what are they going to do here? Well, they're going to take one of these 766s and form up right here with this 866. That's one of their 3 hexes. And then they're going to go down here. That's 2 of both of you guys, not just one. Not just one. And that's 2 of their 3 hexes. So theoretically, they can do a mobile assault against that disrupted unit. The problem with that is, that's what they're going to do. The problem with that is he's in the woods, so they can't use an armored shift on him. But you know what? I don't think they could do an armored shift on him anyways. And they can't do an armored. They can't do the 574 because he's in woods as well. However, Mr. Disruption there is, I believe, disruption is half. I believe they're half. Their defense strength is half. Effects of disruption 13.2. Combat. The defense strength is half, rounded up. So they're going to do a mobile assault on the disrupted unit. So it's half rounded up. That would be 2. It'd be 3. So you're looking at 15 to 3, 5 to 1. I like that. Let me just throw a 5 to 1 down here. Hold on. No, not what I'm looking for. I want to use one of these letters just to throw a 5 to 1 here. 5 to 1. And again, his defense is he's a 5. And it's halved, which would be 2, but rounded up to 3. And he's being attacked by an 8 and 7. 15 to 5. No, 15 to 3 is 5 to 1. And there's no armor. However, the Germans do they have the red quality marker. So we're looking at 4 to 1. My bad. Yeah, we're looking at 4 to 1 quality marker right here. So that's still a great attack for the Russians, dude. You gotta press your advantage. And I don't see anything else that can contribute to this attack. No artillery, no air force, not a goddamn thing. So here we got a 4 to 1 attack. Russians, you gotta blow them out. Here we go. Here's your roll on 4 to 1. 5 on 4 to 1. So I tell you, that initial attack was a 1. That kind of took the air out of my balloon. But now they've come back strong on the B attack, which is devastating because look at what's going to happen to this guy. 5 on 4 to 1 is another D1. Holy shit. He's going to take another hit and he's going to go down to remnant. And he has to retreat again. Surviving users must either retreat. All right, they've got to go. And I believe when he's disrupted, he has to take a... Delete that shit. We're going to go... I believe if you're disrupted and you get hit again, you go into full retreat. Yep, right? And that's... We'll just do the 2 hexes out to... Wow, these guys they're just screwed. He's actually gonna go right here. seek the protection of a village and a water obstacle. Let me just read up on that. If you are, I just want to make sure if you're disrupted and you take another hit, that you need to go to not disruption. Let me bring up disruption. Maybe that'll help me. Oh, full retreat. Full retreat is a form of disruption. Blah 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 blah. Voluntary don't involve units are involuntary, but full retreat. The hell's that calling me? Do not want to talk to them. I don't even know what 307. Hold on. Hello. Yeah, but I can't talk. Bye. That's how you do that. That's how you get rid of them people. Just got to be blunt to the point. Anyways, where was I? Okay, full retreat. Units are involuntarily put in a full retreat if they suffer a DS. Any disrupted unit that is forced to retreat, blah, 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 you're upgraded to full retreat. Well, let's read about full retreat. Okay, so they're gonna take just the 2 hexes. They're gonna take the 2 hexes, and now now can they advance? Can they advance off of that? I do not know, because theoretically bonus, but you can't do that. Your mobile assault stops. You don't just. Other games you can just keep going with unending mobile assaults. Mobile assaults allow units that are advancing after combat to attack again. Each mobile assault blah 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 blah. Okay, cost eligible targets is successful. If a mobile assault did not fail, the attack may continue its advance after combat. Now, that I believe is if you had any more hexes from the initial combat, you could continue. But that was doing that mobile assault was my 3rd hex, so to speak. I think those guys stop right there. I don't think they can go. All right, so that was a 4-1. That was beautiful. The Russians they just blew that right out. Okay, let's go to, let me see what the peanut gallery has to say, if anything. Irina says, for retreat, they have full movement points. They have no Zoc. They cannot fight. All right, that's for, yes, you use hexes from the initial combat, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, which I'm out of, because that was the 3rd hex to conduct that mobile assault. I'm actually excited. The attack A was a downer. That was a debacle. But attack B just blows that Panzer Division out. And let's see. The 11th. Oh, is that the Ghost Division? The friggin' 11th Panzer? The Ghost Division just got ghosted. All right, let's go to attack. Oh, and by the way, these other units, the other units from this attack, they have the ability to advance as well. And look at them all. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more units that can advance. Now, the mechanized can do 3, and the non-mechanized could do 2. I don't see this guy advancing. You know what? I think he will. I think he's going to go 1 hex to here. We got to push the envelope. And this guy is going to go here. And what about these two? What about these two right here? He could go 1 hex, but he's not. He's going to stay right there. And this dude, I want to be aggressive here. I want to be aggressive. Let's bring him. Damn. Let's let him stay right there. I want to be aggressive. Okay. C. Let's go to attack C. And this is going to be the fun one, hopefully. They've got a massive 6-1. And the reason it's 6-1 is because Zukov is contributing a shift, and this is massive. We're talking 1st Tank Army, 5th Tank Army on one fortified panzer division. Holy shit, those are a lot of that's a lot of assets to use to get them out of there. 6-1. If the Russians roll big here, that would be amazing. 6-1. There are no re-rolls. The Germans can re-roll. The Germans can re-roll, and we will take a look at that immediately after the roll, depending on what the roll is. Here's the huge roll for the sea attack 6-1. Here it is. It's a 6 on 6-1. Oh my God! 2 6s. They're gonna devastate the Wehrmacht here. Holy shit. Okay. It's a DS Defender Shadubi Shattered. Oh my God. So, hold on. Let's read it. I can read it actually from the thing right here. Devastating. Wow. Okay, so Defender Shattered. The Defender loses 1 step. All right, let's just go ahead and do that right now. He's going to lose 1 step. Surviving defenders must retreat and are marked in full retreat. Damn. All right, let's take him back 2 hexes, and he's gonna get a full retreat. Holy shit. And then this is where the fun starts. You're talking about 1st and 5th Tank Armies. No determined defense is possible. The attacker receives a breakthrough advance. Are you talking about mechanized 4 hexes? Is that what's going on here? Hold on. Mechanized 4 hexes. Cav is 3 and non-mechanized is 2. So they can just blow this shit open. Hold on. Okay, of course the obligatory cops are going through town. All right, and the fire department. Wow. So so needless to say, this 574 in Belograd, whatever, is going to. They're going to kick it into 4309, and that's going to be they won't be able to escape from that. So let's go. I don't even know what to do here. C. You're talking, and I can take all of them because I do have an army. Wow, this is incredible. So he can go 4 hexes, and and I don't need them to meet up or anything because it's 5th Tank Army. They're gonna go right here. That's 1. They got 3 to go. Oh, those 254s, them poor bastards are on friggin' clear. Holy shit. Hold on. There's a problem here. You got a Zoc bond. You can't just roll into a Zoc bond like that, I think. I think that's problematic. You just rolled into a Zoc bond, dude. Okay, no problemo. No problemo. We'll cancel that portion of this advance right now. And what we'll do here is we'll start with, I stand corrected. We'll go with 1st Tank. They'll kick off the festivities. And they're going to go after these guys right here. 574 and the 227. And, yeah. I'm just reading some of the notes. I take issue with that, Irina. Yeah. Oh, no. I stand corrected. I do agree with you. The rules are not 100% identical across his games. Yeah. And like, cause I was playing 2 games at the same time, Ardennes 44, the retreats, advance after combat. You're right. They are not the same. There's differences, actually quite a few differences. All right, so instead of 5th Tank Army doing that breakthrough advance, we're going to go with 1st Tank Army, and they're going to go after these characters right here in 4109, and the defense has 9. They have 9, and I can't use. It's not. The Germans smartly moved that anti-tank in there, and so we're just going to go with 21-9, 2-1. It's 2-1, and I can't use an armored shift, and that's all right. I'll do the 2-1 if that's what I have to do. Um, because if I get these guys out of here, this is going to be a big problem for the Wehrmacht. Big problem. All right, so he hasn't even moved once. He hasn't even moved once. He'll roll that attack out right now, and just to see what happens. It's a 2-1 attack. So here you go. This may not turn out well. Here's the 2-1 mobile assault, and he hasn't even moved. So theoretically, he's got 4 hexes he can do. Here's the movement, 1 die. Here we go. It's a 3 on 2-1. Interesting. This is an A1DR, so I think that's going to stop them dead. I think that's going to be what is going to be known as a failed mobile assault. I think that's going to be a failure. And let me just verify that. A failed A1DR. That is a failed. Then the stack must end its advance in the hex and enter blah 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 blah. Okay, that's a fail. So it's an A1DR and 3 on 2-1, and that's kind of a downer because you got to take a hit off a really nice unit. Shit. Yeah, that's kind of blew that. No big deal. Lose a step. Now, what do the Germans do? Because they're on the DR side of that. Do they want to do a determined defense or retreat? And they are electing to do a determined defense, and they're on the clear. All right, so their determined defense is going to be this. Let's roll. So they get a 4 on clear, which is nothing. They have to retreat. All right. So 1, 2, and they're both going to be disrupted. So Russians lose a really nice step to get these guys disrupted and retreated. Now, do I have the ability to advance though? A1DR, if the defender retreats, the attacker may advance at the normal rate. So they can advance here, which kind of saves the day. They're going to take the 2 units that did not. No. Oh, wait a minute. That is a Zoc. However, it is a Zoc bond. However, the only time you can move into a Zoc bond is if you move into the defender's vacated hex. That's correct. So they can move into the defender's vacated hex. Wow, that's problematic, but it does end their initial advance. Now, these guys, 5th Tank Army, what do you want to do? Well, we'll just go here, and now we still have 3 hexes, and now we're going to blast this 254, and they've got a real problem. That they're going to get annihilated. I'm going to set my dice up saying I still have 3 hexes. So you're looking at, what you're looking at here is 22-5 with an armored shift. 22-5, which is 5-1. 22, 14 and 8, 22 with an armored shift, and they're attacking 4. It's 5-1. No matter how you slice it, that's what it is. Let's roll the 4-1. 3 on 4-1. It is a 1, 2, 3. Is that a is no, that's not a failure. I don't believe that's a failure on a mobile assault. I don't believe a regular DR. Hold on. Yeah, that is not. So the thing is, the defender has to retreat. You don't want to do a determined defense here, bro. You better just retreat. And they're going to go right here, and they're going to take a disrupted. Now this guy gets to advance. He advances here, and now he still has two hexes. Two hexes. So he went there, mobile assaulted off the original 4, and now he moves here. Oh, he's got one left. So he advanced two hexes, and one of them was a mobile assault. He's got one left. And also that puts Belagorod on he's Zoc bonded out. But he still is going to attack this 254. And that, it looks like the same shit. It's going to be 22 to 5, 4 to 1, armored ship 5 to 1. And then this 5th tank army is done. 5 to 1. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What did I do? 5 to 1? I rolled a 3, right? It was, the 3 was 5 to 1. I rolled it on the wrong damn thing. It was 3 on 5 to 1 that last attack. Why did I say 4 to 1 DR? That was an A1D1. Ugh. So okay, let's put him back. Hold on. That was an A1D1. I did it on the wrong chart. So he is going to lose a step. I think he's dead. That's what I think. Because lose a step is grayed out. Combat, lose a step. This guy's toast. Yeah, he's going to go to eliminated. Now the defender has to use a value. And that, again, A1D1. And he would, by the way, he has the asterisk. He was not, so he did not have the opportunity to do a determined defense. I'm going to lose a step on a really good unit. Combat, lose step. And then I'm going to actually move them all here. They're all going to go here. Is A1D1 a failure? That may be a failure. I may have to stop. A1D1 is considered a failed mobile assault. You shit me? So he goes back. He has to stay there. They're actually done. So there you go. That, and wow. So Belagorod, that unit in attack D, is not Zoc bonded out because of 2 failed mobile assaults. But they just ruined those 254s that were actually not this one, because he's never going to be assaulted. All right, that's kind of a bummer, but they got 2 German panzer divisions in full retreat. So no matter what happens from here on out, this turn is, but they can, the other 2 C units can still advance, but not him, because he had the opportunity. These guys could advance if they want, and you know what, they can actually go, they will go here. No, theoretically they can go 2 and the mechanized can go 3. So these guys theoretically could go 1, 2, just like that. I don't see why not. They're fulfilling their portion of the advance. I mean, AAC. Damn. Okay. So now Belagorod, thanks to these guys who were sitting right here, their initial advance. I mean, they're just regular advance after combat is a minimum of 2 hexes. The 226 could go 3, if not 4. 1, 2. And they go right there and Zokbon those guys out. Now we're ready for attack D. But it's only a 1-to-1. It's only a 1-to-1. And Zukov has been used, so we're going to flip his ass. So he's been used. He can't do anything here. So this is a 1-to-1 attack. But if the Germans have to retreat, they're dead because they're Zokbonded out all the way around. So let's do it. It's 1-to-1. The Soviets want to roll high. Germans better. Four attacks were a 1, 6, 6, and 5. I'll take that all day long. The 1 with a 5, it's defender retreat. Now check this out. They have to do a determined defense because if they don't get a determined defense, if they're not successful, they're dead because they're Zokbonded out completely. I might have to read the rules on this, by the way. So hold on. I actually have to take a look at desperation defense in this situation. One moment. Desperation defense, which is 11.3. I don't know this by the back of my hand, but I'm about to. Desperation defense. Normally, each combat is allowed only one determined defense. However, if the stack or unit faces elimination if it retreats, then it is allowed to roll again and again until the retreat is canceled or all defending units are eliminated. Really? Really? Okay, so we can roll a string of them until they get whittled down or they get to cancel. That's pretty friggin' interesting. Okay, so they are in a city. They are in a city, and that is it's gray. It's gray. What type of city is it? It is, because it does make a difference in the terrain. They're gray. Gray. That's a minor city compared to Kharkov, which is it's blue, and this one is, Okay, so this is a minor city. So we're rolling determined defense on a minor city. Here's the roll. Here's the first roll. It's a 5. Minor city, and that is retreat is canceled when both sides take a step hit. Okay, so these guys go down to lose a step and lose a step. And so somebody from the Russians has to lose a step in the D slot. They don't give a crap because they'll just this dude will take a hit. He doesn't care. Lose step. And now, and again, so the retreat is canceled. 5 on minor city, and that's how it is. Holy crap. And there it is. There it is, people. So half of the unit gets to stay alive. So that's attack D. Wow, what fireworks. Again, they roll the 1, 6, 6, and 5. Pretty damn good. Holy shit. I think I did the follow-up mobile assaults good. When I go back and watch it, I'll be able to give it a second look in my brain. A desperate defense, which means they keep rolling until they get a retreat canceled, but they could lose everybody. They could basically lose everybody. So let's go down to attack E and see what we got. Now this is a 3-to-1. And wait a minute, I want to look at something. Did I miss out on any heavy casualty rolls? Yeah, there's a heavy casualty roll because these dudes were in a fortified zone. Right there, they were in a fortified zone. So for this last attack, you have to do a heavy casualty roll. Let's do it. It's a 3. It's nothing. Okay, and all right, so let's go back to this E attack and the Izium Bend. And I have a 3-to-1 set up here. Let's go ahead and roll 1 die. And they get another 5. 5 on 3-to-1. Russians rolling great, which is an A1D1. So this German unit gets smoked. They're done, eliminated. And the Russians are going to lose a step. Like I said, man, they don't give a shit about losing steps. Trust me on that. A1D1, lose step. And then what do we have? The units eliminated. These guys. Now the Russians move into the bend. Okay? And on it goes. Now let's go back to these attacks down here. Wow. What a I don't even know what to say. So is it F attack? F attack is 1-1. Boy, yeah, okay, 1-1. Here we go. And they roll a 6 on 1-1. Oh my god. Holy shit, they roll another 6 on 1-1. I mean, it's A1D1, but hell, you got to get the Russians, Germans out of the fortified zone, which is what they're going to try to do. So these guys lose one, lose a step. They don't want to lose another step, so they will retreat. He's going to take the disrupted, and these guys lose a step. And as we know, I'm not even going to say it, they don't care about taking step losses. Unless I'm sitting there with 3 armor divisions, then that's something else, which happened a couple of times. But this turn is wildly successful for the Russians. So they lose a step, and the 5th Shock Army will advance. Absolutely. Actually, can they go 2 hexes? Or it's 1 because they're non-mechanized. Is that correct? These guys will advance right here. Indeed, that's what they're going to do. Now, see, all you got to do is break that German Zoc bonded grip on the fortified hexes. So everybody moves up 1 hex, and everybody who participated in the attack. And could they have moved 2 hexes? I believe they could. In Ardennes, it's only 1, I think. One of those differences that we talked about. Let me do the AAC because they got to push the envelope here. If they can move 2, they're going to move 2. They got to push the envelope. Where's advance after combat? Advance after combat. Advance after combat. Normal is 2. And again, that was A1D1. Let's see what it says. If the defender retreats, it may advance at the normal rate. So they can go 2. These guys aren't mechanized primarily. So they were what? Here. They're going to go here. And that one's going to go here. This guy's here. Here. And shit. Will he just stay there? Will he just stay right there? He probably will. But oh shit, dude, your guy is kind of overextended. Your guy is kind of overextended. Yeah, they could spank him. Let's just go 1 hex. Right? Yeah, let's just go 1 hex. You don't want to get spanked for no reason. All right. Okay, so that's attack F. Oh shit, we got one more. We got one more attack G. This is a 1-1 because both of these guys were across the water, and the 325 wasn't there. So it's 1-1 attack. But what does it matter if the Soviets roll 5s and 6s? Oh, by the way, the previous attack does need a heavy casualty roll. Here it is. It's a 5, so they do take another hit. And this stack will take the heavy casualty hit. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. Lose a step for the HC. All right, and then here we go. So the last attack, 1-1. Here's the roll. And it's a 6! Are you shitting me? So they roll. The first attack is a 1. Everything since then is a 5 or a 6. Oh my god, this is retarded. I can't even believe it. So it's 1-1, a 5 defender retreat. What are they going to do? What are the Germans going to do here? This guy he's going to do a determined offense. He's going to do a determined defense. So he's in other. That guy's going to do that. G is going to take a determined defense. All right, so here's your roll, G. He's in other. One die. It's 5 in other. The retreat is canceled, but you lose a step. All right. The retreat is canceled, but you lose a step. Interesting. All right, and again, the Russians have to do a heavy casualty roll. Here we go. 2, no effect. Okay, wow. The friggin' vassal die roller just stuck on 5 and 6 after the initial attack. That's just unbelievable. But that's how it goes. Notice the Germans didn't use any of their air assets. They want to use them on the offensive, which they do have 2 air units. They could have used it in a defense, but I mean, you didn't see these guys just rolling like how they did. We'll take a look at the front in just a second. I want to look at the sequence of play. So it's recovery phase, blah 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 blah. All right, let's minimize and go look at the front. Wow. Minimize. No, just go one time. Minimize once. See what the peanut gallery's got going on. 4, go both. Okay, infantry, do not remember. I just think just one. Yeah. No, it's if you're talking about advance after combat, this is 2. Now, our A44, which I was playing, that's like a normal advance is 1. Some of the subtle differences that we talked about earlier. All right, let's go take a look at the front, starting up north. All right, let's review. All right, nothing happened above Sumy. They attacked Sumy, got a 1 and got an A1, and that's where that shit ground to a halt. However, so I was pretty bummed after the first attack. I'm like, wow, this is really going nowhere. Then the vassal dice roller for all the other, what is it, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, for the other 6 attacks, just 5s and 6s, man. 5s and 6s. So attack B, they just notice how the both full retreats on this line right here are 2 ground down panzer divisions. I believe this one is the Ghost Division, the 11th. They're a remnant now. This one over here is a 6. He took a hit and he went down 1. I'm gonna have to watch this video, make sure I go through everything to make sure I did everything right. Now I might have a mistake, but either way, even if I have to change some, we do retain the original rolls. All right, so they try to do, okay, so, oh yeah, that's right. In this first attack, they were able to mobile assault and hit the original defender twice, and he just got devastated. And they advanced, tried to not overdo it, but it is what it is. Then you got 2 German units that did not come under attack, and then they decided to hit this guy right here. They only hit him. He lost 1 step and got full retreated. The first tank and the 5th tank, they were only able to hit one of these 254s that. Right here, and then both of their mobile assaults kind of I want to use the word failed. They could have done more, and then these guys retreated after the fact and came down here and surrounded Belgorod, and they were able to do a desperation defense, which they lost. The retreat was canceled, but they did lose a step. So just devastating. And as you look here, what you see is the Germans, for the most part, from Sumy all the way over to back where it bends below Belgorod, the Germans are pretty much, with one exception, this 987, they're thrown out of their fortifications. So that's what you have, and I'm sure the Germans are going to be able to do a decent counterattack. However, 2 of their panzer divisions are Dunsky for their portion of turn 2. Dunsky, I'm going to return to Soviet plane. Actually, I'm going to leave it here. I am just, so that's what the front looks like. Wow. Wow, the Germans still got some power here. These guys right here are intact. This Panzer division right here with that Tiger, this guy, and also Viking is sitting up here. And keep in mind, next turn, turn 3, Grossdeutschland's going to show up, the best piece on the board, and that's going to be something else. So, anyways, as we move on south, I foresee that if this shit keeps up, we're going to have the 1, 2, 3. Fourth Battle of Kharkov going down pretty soon. Great turn for the Russians, but I mean, the rolling was just out of this world. They took the Ben back, but I don't know if what they can do to keep it and expand out of there. And they were down south, they were successful. They moved two German units out of the way, or did they? No, they did. They moved one out of the way. They got him disrupted to retreat, and the other one successful determined defense, but he did take a hit. And the Russians lost. Steps here. Now, however, before I say that, they did lose 2 steps on 2 armored panzer divisions. Not this guy right here, 536, and also 5th Tank Army. This guy right here. So you see these 2 536s were reduced. They lost steps. So that's kind of a big deal. But it is what it is, man. I will take this every day and twice on Sunday. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we got going on over here. We were down to 2 people watching. And wow, an hour and 21. I gotta wait for my StreamYard to re-up me for 5 more free hours. StreamYard is the last thing I can pay for right now. So I think I got maybe 2 more hours. That'd be, we could finish out turn 2, and then I think I gotta wait like a week or so, or like 10 days to get my 5. Well, actually, I could maybe do turn 3, get that in, and then I gotta wait for my 5 free hours to correct. Dude, money is so goddamn tight. There's no way I can afford StreamYard. I don't even know what they charge. I don't even know what they charge, and it's just like, I don't even want to tell you about my money problems. So anyways, we have to make decisions, and StreamYard is an easy cut down. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm John. We'll see you guys for the Germans. The Germans are going to try to pick up the pieces and stabilize this front. The Russians going to be in Kharkov pretty damn soon. Great turn by them, and we will see you. I got 4 days off. And wifey has to work tomorrow. Turkey Day. She has to work, so we'll have our turkey on Friday. But tomorrow looks like German turn 2. Good luck to them. But they do have their air assets. They did not use them. And you know what? I don't know why I didn't. And I haven't even used a Manstein reroll. So maybe they might be able to do something with that. All right, I'm John. I'm out. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow. All right, I'm out. Bye-bye.